What up, y'all? You are tuned into Truth Talks, the show that is like no other show you have seen on TV. That's right. Now think about it. Like the conversations at the barbershop or the unfiltered chats at the barbecue, right? I'm Ryan Cameron, a radio host, comedian, community advocate, and I got some folks here, some co-hosts. They are R&B syndicated radio personality Willie Moore Jr.
Yozers! Of course, you know I have a radio show, the Willie Moore Jr. Show. We touch a lot of people across this country. I've been running my mouth for a long time because I was short-lived in the hood, and you got to either know how to talk or make people laugh.
That's right.
So I'm just glad that we get an opportunity to really speak some truth to power. Black people tired of hearing all that extracurricular activity. We want that real. So this is the place to get it, right here on Truth Talk. Yeah. Flat out.
Somebody else who was right here, you know her from her viral video with Cam Newton and Nick Cannon, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. What's good?
What's up, Doc Squad? Y'all heard Ryan King. It's your favorite doc, Dr. Bryant. I bring the smoke because I am no joke, but I package it up with a lot of love. And so I have been a psychology expert for 16 plus years. Y'all probably see me on Teen Mom Family Reunion. And now I'm here with my Truth Talks family, and I can't wait to bring y'all some truth. I can't wait to drop some real shit. And I'm gonna bring it to y'all just how I do it, how y'all love the doc.
And last but not least, this is your favorite millennial's favorite millennial, Miss Brii Renee.
Oh, hey, y'all. I am so excited to be here, y'all. If you don't know me, I go by Brii Renee, straight from the A. I'm an ATLian, born and raised, so I'm excited to be here. I come from radio as well. I was a co-host on Black Girl Stuff on Revolt, and I'm just excited to be here talking real truth. And I'm gonna keep it real, because I know y'all a little bit more classy. Y'all a little educated. I'm gonna keep it raw. I'm gonna keep it street, okay? I'm gonna let you know what we talking about over there on Bankhead. That's where I'm from.
Too, though. So just because, you know, don't let the smooth face fool you.
Right.
I'm still zone one to the fullest.
Y'all going A on me. I am from L.A.
We
Los
know that.
So I got to say that. But thanks, Brii. Beyond the headlines, we have a deeper dive into why this matters to us, right? What matters to us, how we feel about those conversations. And then, yeah, we're just going to keep it 100.
And we got a lot of other shows where you see either people are scripted or they think about it because they know they're on television. Yeah. We are 100% raw and unfiltered.
This is the show that's going to give you all the hot topics you need to share with all your friends, your family members, your co-workers, your little mama them, your cousin them.
Your baby daddy.
I'm one of them. Pray for me.
Right.
She be done text me. I synced you.
All right.
I mean, it's talking about politics, it's talking about pop culture. It's going to be some people on here that's going to say something controversial that's going to be trending the next day. It is what it is. It's not somebody's like, you know, I don't know about those people. We all are real.
When you say it's going to be somebody who says something that's real off the record, it'll be me. And if it's somebody who's going to disagree with y'all like crazy, but I'm going to love the hell out of you after, it's going to be me.
It's going to show the world that Black people aren't monolithic. You know what I mean? That we can agree to disagree, that we can be, you know, because we get passionate when we talk about what stuff that we care about. Yeah. So that we can be real, raw, passionate, and still love each other at the end of the day. It's like a game of spades. It gets a little spicy, but we still family.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. I'm going to do like the Bible. And I'm going to take dominion and possess my blackness as a Black woman. Okay, I'm Black and brown, you know, but when I tell my mom, I said, Mom, I want to welcome my brown brothers and sisters to Truth Talks. I want to make sure they tap in as well. And my mom is Mexican and Creole, y'all. She said, but baby, you Black.
Yeah.
I said, Mom. And it is. So I'm just saying, I'm going to stand on that.
I feel like there's never been a space on television, period, that has given a voice or an opportunity to hear from Black men perspective.
I love that.
Yeah. So it's like, not only do you have us strong Black women talking, but we get to hear from pivotal Black men like y'all, and y'all can speak from y'all real experience. Y'all can stand up for what's really happening in the barbershop.
That's right.
Like you said.
And we got kids.
And y'all got kids. And y'all raising y'all kids.
Right.
Come on, Black Daddy.
I feel like y'all matter.
Yeah.
Y'all are the heads. Y'all are the nucleus to us, straight up.
One of the things that I admire most about Willie is he is unapologetic about his spirituality. I mean, he wears the Willie Moore Show, the Love You More Show, all of it. Man, you got to talk about the fact that, man, you don't pull no punches. You come with the real, though.
Listen, you know, the one thing that I did not do, and a lot of people do say that because we're in this culture, the Christian culture. Right. Like, I didn't necessarily go to church Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We went Sunday.
And that was enough.
And then we went Sunday, and then, you know, you might catch the Holy Ghost on the inside, and you feel that smoke, but when you come out, it's going to be cool.
Bible study?
Cool Filter King smoke.
Did you
no Wednesday Bible study for me.
So was y'all drinking Jesus' wine on Wednesday?
So not on Wednesday, but like I don't think I took communion till like I was 14, like 14 years old, 15 years old. But I was pretty Willie at the time, being an R&B singer, living a really good life.
Baby, you still pretty Willie. Baby, you still pretty
Come on,
Willie.
listen,
Baby, you still pretty Willie.
You gotta tell them the Pretty Willie story though.
Yeah, so I'm in Los Angeles, I'm signed to Warner Brothers, I'm doing really good, I'm opening up for a guy named DJ Quick, and I'm outside smoking and just having a moment. Everything is where it's supposed to be in my life, pocket full of money, because we ain't had debit cards back then.
Hey.
You got to have that rubber band.
The broccoli rubber band from the grocery store.
Yeah, you got to have it.
But when you in LA, you need money, baby.
Yes, had to get the money.
We require that.
And I heard a voice, and it said, your way or my way. And I didn't know where that was going to take me, but I just knew that I was in the wrong position.
I love that.
So I gave that part up, and God is truly expanding my territory. So for people out there who really want to tap into spirituality but want to be authentically who you are, this is the place for you. We always going to have a border, a foundation centered in the Lord. So it's going to be good.
I love that story because God will find you wherever you are. Yeah. And I have a similar story. So my family owns a strip club here in Atlanta called the Blue Flame Lounge.
Come on, the Blue Flame.
You know, wait, tap it for me one time.
Dance is on me later. Okay, but I was waitressing at the strip club and I found Jesus in the strip club.
Yeah.
He had fell off a nigga chain, but I had picked it up. I was like, Jesus, is that you? In the pile of money. I didn't know you would find me here, but that's when I was like, you know what, Lord,
But he meets you where you're at. He meets you where you're at because his thoughts ain't your thoughts and his ways ain't your ways.
Okay.
So Ryan, we hear you as the voice of the Falcons, and I have always been a fan of your radio show.
Same.
But talk a little bit about your background being the voice of Atlanta.
I mean, you know, for me, it all started with a speech impediment. You know, for a lot of times people say, you know, when I was younger, I couldn't say the R's, I couldn't say the W's, and my grandfather would make me read out loud. And shout out to CAU. I didn't go to a HBCU, but they had like a program where they took us and they said, this is what they sound like now. And then 6 weeks later, they did like a hooked on phonics, and this is what they sound like then. And the first time I heard my voice on the radio on WCLK, I knew this is what I wanted to do on the radio. It went from a speech impediment to this Hall of Fame ring. You already know what's going down, baby. Yeah, when we come back. This is where we like to say, this is the hour after happy hour, when you get a little tipsy and your first sip of that truth juice, and you be at the family reunion, you're like, you know that ain't your real dad, right?
And I cannot wait to talk to this couple that we've known who are in their 60s. They've been married for 43 years. And let me tell you something, the secret to their successful marriages, I think she might be my alter ego. She be role playing, y'all. Role playing. After all these years?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
In this segment, we're going to be bringing you some of your favorite celebrities, like, you know, Shaq, Chris Tucker, and Luda, who was my former intern. So I know he's a big star back when he was a little kid, all right? About things that matter outside of entertainment and what they got going on in their lives.
I always advocate for my clients to keep it spicy from the beginning, the middle, and there should be no end.
Right.
But I mean, you were married, you are married, we ain't married.
Right,
so I just want to ask y'all, keep it 100. Okay, did yours keep it spicy all the way through the 17 years? And listen, she watching you, Ryan. I got her back. Do she spice it, dice it for you right now? Still.
Let me tell you
y'all
something.
newlyweds.
From the time that the garage door opened. You know, because I put a post up on IG. The garage door opens and she's standing there.
What was she doing, Ryan? She was like, come on in. No, she wasn't doing that. She was jumping up and down. She was like, oh, daddy's home. She was going in for you. I watched that video 4 times. I was like, I love this. I love her. I love them.
You know, and some of the comments like, you know, it feels good to be loved when somebody loves you back. And that's what we all are looking for. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Patty Cakes. Yes. I'll be home in a minute.
Patty Cake.
I like the name. Then, you know, I think I was married 17 years, probably 14 of them years were spicy. Them last 3 was tough for me. Because I'm one of them men, like, you know how they say men hit everything?
Right.
I'm not that. If there's no connection, there's just no connection.
Can you hit your bell for that?
Yeah, come on, like if there's no connection.
Right.
But I realized a lot of times she was speaking to the little boy in me. Because every man has a little boy in him. And a 7-year-old on the inside of me who found out that he was adopted, had never met anybody in his biological family. I was easily offended by a woman who had a strong opinion.
Wow.
But now I realize a lot of times men, once we get that thing together, then that spice in your life can really happen.
And you know what, Dr. B, I want you to talk about this because me and Willie have talked about this even off camera about the fact that now more men are seeing that they need to have therapy, and they are now going back and raising their kids and recognizing trauma that it may have caused them to do some things in their past because they had nobody to talk to about. Because as we grow up, if y'all were to fall on the playground when y'all were kids, they would say, "Oh, come here, baby. Let me dust you off. Don't cry, don't cry. Boy, you better not cry. It just builds up like a pressure cooker until it explodes." And that's why we see so many instances of violence amongst our young people and amongst our old people too, because they have no release point.
Bryant, I love you so much for saying this, and I want to add to the violence. It's also self-inflicted pain and violence that a lot of black men are doing onto themselves. That we may not be able to see it physically, but emotionally and mentally we see it. I have so many black men that come. I had a black man come in my session today before the show, and when I tell you he came in 2 minutes into it, I'm talking about big old 6-something big, a black dude, alpha.
Right.
We was 2 minutes into it, and he looked to the side, he said, "I'm so sorry, Doc." I said, no. Let that go.
Yeah.
That brother, he just cried for like 5 minutes straight. He had done cheated on his wife. He said, "I cheated on my last wife. I keep creating the same things. I don't know why I'm doing this, Doc. Can you please get me to stop? I don't want to be this kind of man. I'm ruining my family." And he just went into this dialogue about like all the excuses of why he was doing it. And I said, "Listen, such and such, I'm gonna wrap this up with love." I said, "But I'm not here to feed your victimized mindset." I said, "I'm here to bring out the accountability." So while we in my session, I'm a poke. And I'm gonna detour you. I'm gonna detour you and tell you, "No, we're gonna talk about this." I said, "I asked you to tell me about the cheating. You went into people who passed away and why you're cheating and your grief. That's not what I asked you. So you're deflecting and you have avoidant behavior." And he goes, I said, "Have you heard that before?" He says, "I heard it in 2 of my marriages, the last 20 years. I said, "Well, today we're not gonna hear it. We're gonna dive right in." So tell me again what your appetite is for women and how you cheat and how you flirt. And there was one, he looked at me and said, "There's one story I've never told, and for some reason, every time I try to say it, I cry." He went to say it, and he just bawled in tears. This session, I still didn't hear the story. Whatever that story is, I don't know I don't know if it's with another man or woman, whatever it was, which, like, back to what you're saying, Ryan, it's so deeply rooted. This man couldn't even get it up, Willie.
A lot of that stuff starts when you're young. Because when you're growing up in the neighborhood, you don't realize that the enemy ain't really worried about your now. Like, he's after your future. So he's putting those seeds in at 12 with pornography and dirty books and, "Hey, man, did you hit her?" So I tell my children all the time, I have 3 boys, and I continuously tell them, like, "Listen, she is beautiful, that woman is great, but don't forget the prize that you have on the inside of you. You are also valuable. Don't give yourself up like that." Because I didn't get the opportunity. Hood cats took me to the trap and was just like, "He 12, give him a little something." And I lost this beautiful moment to somebody, and my appetite was just so different. And then here's the other thing that men don't talk about. A lot of men were molested by men and women, right?
Yes.
And so when you start to dig through that, some people are hypersexual this way because they like, "I was touched by my uncle who just got out of jail." And then when I'm sitting with men and having these really deep conversations and they finally get the opportunity to get it out, I was sitting in a men's group. And it was a famous, amazing rapper. He got up and said, "I ain't never told nobody this, but at the end of the day, I was touched when I was a kid." 34 other men got up, and I was like, "Wow." Said the same thing.
You know what's crazy? You spoke about your ex-wife was speaking to the little boy in you, and I think that as a black woman, I'm even realizing that we often don't know how to nurture as much or be there and be as sensitive to the needs of a man too, because we also were taught.
Ring your bell for her.
You know what I mean?
Because so many black men come into my session and say exactly what.
But you know why? It's because our moms
But we
raised
talked
us.
about this on the show, like off camera. It's like, and for all the ladies that are listening right now, if you have sons and you're raising a son by yourself, you cannot raise these babies. And because they're going into relationships and you come in and they may be 5 years old. How old is he? 5? And what grade is he in? Oh, he in the 1st grade. Like, you've got to let those young men talk, because one day you're not going to be there, and that's why they're going into a relationship thinking that the women's going to pick up after them, going to take care of them, because you have taken care. And you said they want you to be their mama.
I'm not being your mama. And the sad part is like you said, the women are raising their boys to be, they're coddling them, but women are raising raising their daughters to be so much more stronger, so much more independent, and so it's like now we're unequally yoked when we go out here trying to date, because women, we're operating more in our masculinity, and men are operating and dwelling or haven't learned how to balance that healthy masculinity with the femininity. So it's really have us, our love, our black love, disheveled.
When we come back, because we got more. See, that's what True Talk.
Good.
Put it in the comments.
Put it in the comments. Go to YouTube, of course.
I'll be right back.
And welcome back, and thanks for keeping it here.
Yeah, I know y'all may be familiar with all the hot topics, but we're giving you main topics and we're keeping it 100 on them, okay?
Yeah, this is a segment where we take deep dives into issues like interracial relationships and criminal justice systems, and we're gonna get a little spicy like we do.
Yeah, like why is Kim Kardashian trying to freeze the Menendez brothers?
But the Menendez are double murderers, but I don't know if y'all seen the story and heard it, but they were victims of a lot of stuff too. So it's kind of sexual abuse from their parents. So it's like, wouldn't you want to kill your parents too?
Brii.
No.
We're not saying you should kill them,
I'm not saying you should, but
the whole situation is just all messed up. The whole thing is just horrible.
Yeah.
I think it's a bad situation. My favorite book say we got to honor our mother and our father. At the end of the day, I'm going to keep it a buck with you.
How do you honor your mother and father if they're putting their hands on you physically and sexually abusing you?
Yeah.
Just the position. I'm not saying that you got to honor what they're doing. Right. It's just like the quarterback.
Yeah, no, I'm
like every wide receiver want the ball. You got to respect the quarterback.
I'm not saying the Menendez brothers should have killed him, but tell me how. I'm asking a real question. How could they have honored them after you've penetrated me? You're my parent. I'm kind of with Brii. I'm not honoring you, bro.
No, I gotta get
at that point.
Out of here.
It's a wrap.
Oh, of course, it's a wrap. But what I'm saying is posturing your heart to honor from a distance.
That's right.
Some situations that you just got to get out of.
Maybe I can forgive after.
I grew up in foster, like I've seen foster care children, like 12-year-old boys, you grab their hand and they ain't got no life in their hand no more. And it's like, bro, at the end of the day, you can't harbor that hurt. Like you got to be able to channel it somewhere else. And
Willie,
I give them the game.
If somebody sexually abused me, even if I couldn't kill him, I'm finna go straight off. I'm fighting. I'm going off. There's no way. I will forgive because I'm connected with God.
Yeah.
But in the moment, you're going to have to forgive me too.
And that's what I was
Because there's going to be some shit I do to you. We're going to have to sit and forgive each other. You're not about to sexually abuse me and violate me and think that that's okay. I'm going all balls out. I'm running every play.
But you're going to kill him? You're going to kill him?
Listen, I don't know. But if the criminal justice system told me, Doc, a parent is sexually abusing you, and
would you kill them?
Let me say this, Ryan. Let me say this. If I walked in, okay, let me ask y'all something. As men, if I walked in, and I'm asking you the same question. If I walked in and a man was raping my daughter, I got a 9mm and a shotgun at home. I'm unloading every bullet in that clip. Yeah. So if you walk in and a man is raping your daughters, you honoring him? What are you doing?
No, I mean, for sure. I mean, we planning the repast.
Okay, so
call your family.
So what I'm saying is, but that's something that's yours.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why you gonna go there for it. Yeah. But as a woman, this is something that's ours. Yeah. So you come for what ours. We have every right to protect ourselves. Listen, the Bible says turn a cheek, but it says don't be a fool.
Yeah,
that's what it do say.
But you're still flipping the script on something. Like we're talking about these people killing their parents. It was premeditated about what they were going to do, and they killed them. And then when they shot them up, they blew their heads off.
They were molested from children all the way up, and they were grown. And I think that like y'all are speaking from a biblical standpoint, which I definitely have. And faith
I'm speaking from a money standpoint. They were rich, spoiled kids that decided to kill their parents.
But were they spoiled if you getting raped?
Sexual abuse, right?
When they killed their parents, they went and stayed in the hotel and spent $300,000 on stuff. Does that sound like remorse?
I'm saying no, they were not remorseful.
I feel better because I bought this Rolex.
But they weren't brought up in the church. They weren't brought up with that religion. So that takes, even as faith and believers, it takes us some time to get to the point where we can forgive those who have wronged us. We go to therapy, we go to all type of stuff to even get to that point, even though we are rooted in faith. These children were not raised that. They were not taught that. They were not educated or privy to the relationship with God. They weren't built that way.
Man, them were some country club kids. Now, I understand what you're saying, but come on.
Wrong is wrong.
But a lot of kids plan that. I had two sisters who dad sat them in front of TV and played porn for them. These are my clients now who played porn for them. only sexually abused intercourse-wise the younger sister, and then did all the other stuff that's not intercourse, but to the older sister. The little sister came home to the big sister and said, sis, we got to plan a way out of here.
Yeah.
The big sister said, but we got to wait till we talk to the people at church because we got to go to the church people's house, right? The little sister could not wait for the plan because the dad kept having sex with her while she was 9. So she went to school and said, my daddy is penetrating me, he's raping me, this is not okay. The police comes to the house, right? They come in there, they tear everything up, they find no evidence. What you think they did with them girls? Let them girls stay there.
Yes.
Let them girls stay there. Hold on. Finally, after a while, the dad ends up going to jail. I asked the girl, I said, well, where's your father now? Do you visit him in jail? She said, well, Doc, he died in jail. I said, oh, well, how? She said, he died of stomach cancer. I said, wow, look at God. Now, maybe I'm crazy, but my thing is this. The police couldn't do their diligence the first time.
So God did.
So God stuck with the block. God stuck with the block.
Wait, but y'all still are talking about that insulated case. We're talking about the Menendez brothers who were rich, whose families was rich.
Can I say?
They were rich. This is white privilege.
But how many of us
have to do with
Wait, I'm about to say,
It
how many
has
times have you?
everything to do with it.
No, it doesn't, because
No,
how
what I'm
many
saying
times have we
about
had
their
issues?
ability to leave the situation?
How many
I think
times
so.
have we had issues that money couldn't solve,
And
Bryant?
that was their parents' money. A lot of times you don't have access to your parents' money.
Money can't solve every problem. The psychological issues that they have are so deeply rooted that
So you
no
wanna
matter
let
how
them
much
out?
money, yes.
So you want to let
You
them
okay,
They
let's
get a
listen.
second chance at life.
They need to come out?
Yes.
You agree
They
need to
didn't
come
go
out?
around
Yeah.
killing
My
innocent
question,
people. They
Brii,
killed the
Brii,
people that violated
Was
them.
there any other option that these kids have, having so much fucking privilege? Like, when you look at these kids, they had a lot of freaking privilege. Like, do you think there was another option besides murder?
Privilege and money doesn't make an abuser not an abuser. Privilege and money doesn't make a sexual abuser who put their stuff in you and did
So
things
was
to you
there
not
another
okay.
option for the boys is what I
Listen,
wanna
What's
know.
the
let me
option
tell you
when
something.
somebody that's that rich, that powerful, has that much control? Their father was not just any rich man. He had power and control. And if your entire community and ecosystem is supporting this abuser, where you gonna go?
You sound like
That
you
part.
describing every powerful white man in the nation.
Hello? And is.
something.
So they can do what they want to do.
If you put your penis or your mouth or your hands where it don't belong, then you are subject to punitive consequences. And that's either criminal justice system or like these boys, people are going to take matters in their own hands.
So you
now,
think
you
they need to
call
be
it
out?
white privilege.
She said they need
You
to
call it white privilege. I'll call them gangsters. They did what they had to do. If somebody is abusing you, I will teach my child. If I'm abusing you, let me show you how to roll up and roll out. I wouldn't even
Would you
allow
have had the
myself to do
same
that to my
energy if they were
child.
black?
Absolutely.
Hell, I have a bigger energy. If they was black, I probably would have called them and said, "I'll give you free sessions for the rest of your life. You let these boys out of prison."
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
They deserve a second chance at life. They already.
So if the Menendez brothers had been the Johnson brothers,
Yes.
They would have been in there even longer.
I think
Even
y'all would be
longer.
riding.
Even
If the
longer.
Mendez brothers had been the Johnson brothers, I think y'all would have been riding. Okay, because
I
y'all
probably
know.
would. Upbringing to me is very important. When you're a young African American male, a lot of times, as he said, you're going to be called a punk, you're going to be called soft if you bring up some of these difficult issues.
Right.
At the end of the day, in my personal opinion, and it's no disrespect to anybody else, the Menendez brothers, as I watched this documentary, had far too many opportunities to let somebody know and get
What
out.
are those opportunities?
Once your mind is
Tell me
messed
what
up,
those opportunities are, because when I'm being sexually violated at this moment, my only opportunity is I am shrinking. I am in shame. I am embarrassed. I am in fear. I don't know what to do. Even if I have the money, I'm now psychologically fucked up. How do I think, plan, or plot?
They were 18 and 22.
That which makes it even more disgusting.
Like they grown
Right.
people. At 22, you can't do me that way without me defending myself differently.
You say that, you know,
because
come on
I
now.
understand what it is. So here's the thing I ain't never told nobody. I was touched by a man and a
How old were
female
you?
at 11
First of
years
all, I'm
old.
sorry to hear
Now,
that.
so here go to catch
How old were you?
22.
Thank
I'm
you for
11. I'm
sharing
like
that.
11 years old, touched by both of these different people. So I become sexually hyper to women because I've been touched on
Yeah,
both sides of the
totally.
spectrum. So here's the catch 22. I was able to come back. Now I'm a hood dude, neighborhood, Berkeley, Missouri, $17,000,
Oh,
whatever
Willie,
it takes.
Willie,
We
say
can
it
run
again,
it.
'cause
I
that's-
can run that play. Like I can run that play quicker than anybody in the
now.
neighborhood. But I understood that my future had to be bigger than my trial. So when I turned 23 years old, I had never seen this dude again. But he come walking down the street, and by this time I got $250,000 in the bank. I got goons with me and everything. And I look him right in the face, and I said, "You tried to stop me, champ, and I do want to hurt you. But at the end of the day, I know where I'm going." What I believe, if the Menendez brothers had somebody that they could talk to, to tell the true story.
You're right. If they had that,
but I don't think they took the option. When you look at the schools they went to, the St. George's of the world, they're counselors just like you who get paid to make sure that you can do that.
But people with privilege also pay to play.
Yeah.
So when you talk about counselors in schools and government, and like Brii was saying, neighbors in churches, people who got money are paying people to shut the hell up.
Absolutely.
So that's what white privilege is.
But I also
it don't
want to add
matter.
in
But you, like you said, they had no one to talk to or no one to go to, right? And I want to say this real quick. Dude, I honor you and I admire you for being able to see that dude and say, bruh, listen, everything in me wants to, but everything in me won't.
But you know why? That's because that's how you were genetically wired. You were genetically wired like that. A lot of times we don't get to choose how we respond to trauma, and we judge each other off of it. But your body goes into a fight or flight, freeze mode.
It's different for your experience, right? I mean, and my mother's watching, and this is all public record. You know, she was in a relationship with, and I came back to live with her, and her boyfriend hated me. He hated the fact that she had a child. So whenever she would let him use her car, he would come back home, he would push me around, he would do all kinds of things because he really hated me. But something, and it might have been God or something else that said to me, tell your mother what is going on. And when I told her, I was like a lot of people, I was fearful that she wasn't going to believe me. I was fearful that she was going to still be in love with this man, but she did the right thing and she ended the relationship, and it made our relationship so much stronger. But as a kid, I got a picture of me before and after that, where I got school pictures where my hair is going all kinds of crazy. Because listen, this is how he would hide the pick. You know, back then we all had the fro, and so you know, school picture day, I wake up and I can't find the comb because he was that vindictive and that so much hate was in his heart. And I wrote about it in a newspaper, and he wrote me a letter. And was apologizing. He admitted to everything that he was doing, and it was something that healed my heart. But it was something that, as black men, that we don't get a chance to, because a lot of times we're stuck in the trauma at that age. My therapist says that when something bad happens to you, if you're under 16, you're stuck there. So they may be 50, 60, but whatever happened to them at 16, they still stuck there. And all of a sudden they going off on you. And as they say, if it's hysterical, it's historical. And you're like, why are you going off on me? Because it's something that is triggered from their past. So for me.
Thank you for Ryan, shout out to your mama, Ryan, for doing the right thing. Shout out, moms. Because a lot of moms be choosing their man over their child, and that becomes a big problem, because when the man leaves you, then you want to tap on your son so he can be your man again. But that's a whole nother Talk to Bryant session.
We're going to come back. I mean, hey, it is True Talks. We got more. Don't go nowhere. Welcome back, and thanks for keeping it here on True Talks. One thing I know is that everybody wants to be famous, right?
And content, we all know, is key.
Come on.
Well, listen here. Here on True Talks, we end our show with a chance for you, you heard me, y'all over there, y'all in our chat, to be famous, because this segment is called, what? Famous FaceTime.
We're going to call some of our celebrity friends on the spot, and we might even FaceTime you and your mama and your cousin too.
No, for sure. I'm excited to chat with some of you guys out there, whether it be in the comments, with y'all chiming in on the topics. Let us know tonight what y'all think about these topics that we've been weighing in on. But even FaceTiming y'all, seeing y'all in real life, that would be lit.
Y'all remember Bad Girl Riri, the woman I was saying is with her husband?
Right.
All the time she keeps it spicy.
Teddy.
With Steady Teddy.
Yeah.
She got a lingerie line, and it got this opening in the crotch.
Ooh, crotchless.
But this is what I want. This is what I was wondering, Brii. I'm just curious, not to be in your business, but to just kind of, I guess, to out my business. Is this big enough? Not for the actual entryway, y'all. Don't do me, Willie. But is this big enough for the actual moose? The poop?
For the whole knuckle?
For the whole knuckle, whatever you call it.
Yeah, the moose knuckle. Glorilla call it the moose knuckle. The Glorilla. Glorilla say it's on moose knuckle.
And then this the thing, listen, because I'm not into casual sex, I accidentally sometimes will go a year and a half, 2 years with none. Because I
Accidentally
or on purpose.
Because if it's casual, well, accidentally, because I want it. But because if it's casual, I'm just not turned on. I'm not into it. There's not a connection. We're not fused. We're not locked in. You're not loving me. How Willie? Tight. Love me like that. You're not loving me like that. Then I don't want to put my, what is it called? Moose?
Your moose knuckle.
My moose knuckle in this thing, okay?
So we're going to have them on, and we're going to talk about that, because not only does she have a line of lingerie,
Yeah.
but also she likes to do the role play. I heard she be dressing up as like different characters.
Yeah, I like that. I'm about to take a page out of that.
So what she say, Willie? She
I
has
think
a
it's like a chandelier, and the Catch-22, they in their 60s.
Okay, we can't tell them all the tea. We got to let them watch the show tomorrow and see.
Make sure that y'all go to YouTube, go to the comments, react to the show. And I just want to go on the record and say, this was absolutely live, unscripted.
Yes.
So you see us, I'm not saying it's going to be like this every day, but it was like this tonight.
Right.
Yeah.
Make sure you follow us on Instagram as well, Truth Talks.
Yeah.
And make sure you tell another friend.
Yeah, come in our DMs. Listen, I'm going to tell y'all right now, I was not supposed to be looking at my phone because our producers told me not to, but I looked at my phone, y'all, and y'all are reposting, y'all are in my DMs, and you are watching, so I want to say thank you, but go in our DMs, go in Bree's DM, Willie's, go in Ryan King's DMs, repost us, put this on. If you tag us, we're going to repost it. All right?
Yes.
Become a member of the Brii Hive.
Yes, become a member of the Brii Hive. Y'all can follow me on Instagram at Bree's the name. That's BRISTHENAME. And I want to be cousins. We country cousins. You know, y'all part of the Truth Talks fam now.
Flat out. Make sure that you follow me at Willie Moore Jr. Live. We're going to have fun. We're going to laugh. We're going to be inspired. Every time you come visit me, I guarantee you two things. You're going to have a little fun, and number two, you're going to be inspired. So make sure that you tune in.
And make sure my handle is Do It For The Ryan on IG. And of course, Ryan Cameron on the X. So, hey, man, we're going to be back again.
But wait a minute.
What?
Doc Squad. Y'all already know what it is. You know my handle is _Dr. Bryant. I need the Doc Squad on fire. I need y'all to run to their pages. I need y'all to follow them. I need y'all to go in their DMs like you be in my DMs. Ask them what they wearing and what they doing. We want to run this up.
If we can be honest, man, we came in today and we didn't know what to expect.
Exactly.
But look what happened.
No, absolutely.
Good job.
We did the thing.
Good job.
And
We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in to Truth Talks. You know what? We'll see you tomorrow. Let's do it again.
see y'all tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Be there.